Hi, I'm Emma McGowan and I'm consciously creating change. Follow me on my journey as I leave the security of my off-grid home here in Portugal and venture out into the unknown. Watch me downsize from the Tiger van, which is a Ford Transit minibus conversion, into a small Renault Kangoo micro camper that I'm building myself. And then join me as I journey off out across Europe, consciously creating my new future. For those who don't know, this is how you open the bonnet on a Renault Kangoo. So you pop your hand down into the footwell here. Did you hear it? It's just a lever just there on the left hand side that you click up. And just because, like me, it's different, opens from the top and your little dangly bits there, and it clicks into this catch just next to the battery. Okay, so what I've done is I've got my special little magnetic bowl so I don't lose the screws, and my torch so I can see what's going on. It's a magnetic torch, so it's handy. And I'm just gonna undo these metal clips here, and then I'm gonna undo these cross-headed screws here. And lift that off. Here we've got the old air filter. Let me get the brush. What's the name? It's the only bit you can see without pulling anything apart, and the oil filter is just down here. So bear with us. The best thing to do to make sure a part's correct before you pull it apart and you got oil going everywhere is you compare the parts while they're still on. Okay, so I'm going to undo the sump plug. So what you do first is you let your oil run to temperature, or your engine run to temperature to heat your oil up. So I've done that, and now I've gone underneath to check the sump plug. It's a size 8 and it's a square ending. You can get them in your little sump plug sets. So ready to So as the sump plug gets to come fully undone, be aware as it shoots out, the oil might be hot. Hey, and I managed to do it without losing the sump plug. Hey, that takes some luck more than anything. So make sure your drainage, your oil collector is sitting waiting, ready to collect what it spits out. Okay, so I've got a spider here which grips onto it and loosens it off, but because of the space I'm using this here, which is like a really funky set of pliers. There you go. And it just grips a hold of it there. So I'm just spinning it off with my hand. So keep it upright. Now I'll pop it in with the oil, so it's still warm, mind. And this is the piece that's replacing it. This is what's supposed to be there. That is the same diameter, it's just a different depth. It should be exactly the same thread. So what you do is you get a bit of the old oil and you run it round the seal, the new seal. And then screw it in place. Yet again, this doesn't want to be too tight. Tight enough, but not too tight. So, decided to get this in, but never mind. Just nice and gentle. The spark plugs, I decided to take one out to check first to see what's what. So basically with the spark plug, you don't need much pressure at all, lefty loosey, and then it'll pop out. Do one at a time. When it's spark plugs, only pull one cap off at a time. Otherwise you want to mark them up, because otherwise you get your firing order wrong, which will it won't run right. So this is the plug that I've took out, and judging by this, it's running all right. If you see, can you see right at the top there? It's a nice coffee colour on the end of the pin. That means it's running right. That means it's burning at the right temperature. So took this out first, got a side to check the other one so I didn't get my mucky mitts on it, and I've checked that they both match. So a Champion C9YC, or Charlie 9 Yankee Charlie, is the same as a Bravo Charlie Papa 6 Echo Sierra. As you can see, which is the same as a NGK Bravo Kilo Romeo 6 Echo Zulu. So I'm gonna pop this back in here. Got a bit of shit in there, so just move it. Oh, it's a dead butterfly. It's not a bit of shit at all. Oh ho, dead butterfly. Sorry for calling you shit. Return to the ground now. So you just put it in finger tight, and then righty tighty. So do it with your fingers. Make sure you can feel it biting. Biting just means it's holding on. There you go, you see it's gone tight now, finger tight there. And you really don't need something this big. I only use this because of the leverage, because of my stroke. But I don't use more than 2 fingers. So it's gone righty tighty. I'll do it in there just to, yeah. So click it to righty tighty, slide it over there, and then get it to click, and then hardly put any weight on it at all, just slightly like that. There's a 2-finger rule. When it's a smaller ratchet than that, don't put pressure on it, just 2 fingers, no more than 2 fingers, and just slide it across. That's it, that's perfectly tight enough. And then the magic trick, before you pop it back together, just give it a little squirt. Use GT85 or duck oil. WD-40 is not that good. All it does is it stops it corroding, and then you pop it back. There you go. Did you hear it clicking? So that's one down, 3 to go. So this is where the coolant lives, and it really shouldn't be a coffee colour. The previous owners said the head gasket had gone on it and they've had it repaired, and what's happened is the shit is still in the water, but it's not been flushed. So this is a handy little tool that pulls up sucks up your water and tells you what coolant's in it. Antifreeze. As you can see, there's nothing in it, which is not new for Portuguese vehicles in my experience. So what I'll be doing is draining this system and then completely replacing what's in there. So I've unscrewed the oil cap. I've got a nice good funnel there with a bendy thing. It's got a filter inside to stop shit getting in. And now I'm just gonna, this will be interesting, I have to use my other hand, right hand stroke side. I'm not very good at this anymore. There we go. So don't just fill it right up, because some takes a little while to feed in. So just little bits at a time, let it go down, and then keep topping it up nice and slow underneath, because you never know if it's tightened up or not, because you can't do it too tight. Same with the oil filter. I've put another catch tray just in case. So the last thing you want to do is get oil everywhere. The thing is, a lot of the time when it's going to leak, it doesn't show until the engine's on and it's heated up. So some just go straight through, but other tiny little leaks, like maybe the filter's not on correctly or the sump plug's not in right, and before you know it, you've got an oil spill. So this going in now, this oil's 040, it's semi-synthetic. It's not that crap that they gave me in the car sales place. 1040 is for tractors, always have that in your head. Classic vehicles and tractors. Okay, so I've put in some oil. I've just been watching, I've just checked it on the dipstick and it's coming up just above full. Well, what happens is, because I've changed the filter, it's not just dropping the oil and putting it in. What will happen is, when I run it, the oil level will go down and it'll need topping back up again. So it's now letting it have some time to sit so that it can all go and sit where it's supposed to, and then I shall give it 5 minutes and then run the engine. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to press subscribe, and if you'd like to receive notifications as soon as I pop up a new video, don't forget to hit the bell. See you in the next video.